welcome to the latest edition of HSN Gets Crafty. I'm Suzanne Runyan. All right, today what we're gonna learn is how to knit. I promise you, it's easy and it's really, really fun. We've got our looms we're gonna use first, and then we're gonna use this cute little Singer machine second. So what are the projects that I completed? Well, I did my hand warmers and my scarf, and then I'm gonna show you how you're gonna do a little cute hat as well. Here's what you're gonna need: the Singer knitting machine, any of our beautiful Burnett yarns, round knitting looms, our Clover Pom Pom Maker, and grab a pair of scissors. Let's begin with the first one. This is called the round knitting looms. And what I loved about this is actually 4 different sizes. So you get the smallest one, which I'll get to here in just a second, and then you get 3 more sizes. What you're gonna do is you're actually going to drop in your thread kind of so it comes down in the center. And there's a little spot right here where you actually knot it, and so it's gonna hold it just for a couple of rounds to get you started. Loosely go around the ring twice. They give you a really cool little handy tool. It's like a little picker. And right in that first place, you're gonna scoop down and you're just gonna bring it up and over the knob. Scoop down, up and over. Now I'm gonna do the same thing and I'm just gonna repeat it over and over again. All right, so when you get the length that you want, now you're gonna take it off the loom. They supply this little needle, and you're gonna take a little bit of yarn and you're actually going to cut a piece off. You're gonna thread the needle, and then run your needle through and that thread through each of these, and you just keep going because you want to get all those little ends all on one piece of thread. So I've got them all off the loom, and you're going to see that's the 2 ends of that string that I actually went through with that little needle. And then all you have to do, which is really cute, is you just pull them together, and look how cute this is. Oh, there, it makes the little top of the hat. Isn't that fun? Here's a little pro tip for you. What if I just wanted a single long rectangle, like for a scarf or maybe for a blanket? I'm gonna start using the exact same method using that little post right there. I'm gonna go all the way around, except what I did do is I stopped and left one of the posts empty. Then I made my way in the opposite direction back around. And I kept repeating that pattern back and forth and back and forth, and thus, I've got an open rectangular piece as opposed to a tubular circle. We finished our little infant hat, and of course I gotta add a little pom-pom on it to make it cuter. So thus we're gonna use the awesome Pom Pom Maker. This is really a fun tool, and it kind of makes the perfect pom-pom every time. So you open up both sides, and we're actually going to start wrapping yarn on this one side. And in this case, I'm gonna make my pom-pom in white. So you get your yarn, and then all you're gonna do is you just start wrapping it around. And what I'd like to do is wrap some on there, and then I'm gonna push it to the side. And you just keep wrapping. You can make it as thick as you want. I'm gonna cut that off. I'm gonna close down one side to keep it in place. I'm gonna do the exact same thing on the other side. So we've got it both kind of locked down. Now you're gonna take your scissors, and there's a little groove right here. And you're actually just gonna cut on the groove on one side, and then you're gonna do the exact same thing on the opposite side. And then you're gonna take about a 6-inch piece. So I'm gonna take the thread and I'm gonna go down inside the slit. And you go to the opposite side, and then you're gonna tie these together. And you wanna tie them nice and tight. And this is the fun part, is when you take these apart from each other, you end up getting your little fluffy. It's so cute, right? So you go like this, and you fluff it up. There's a little bit of a hole right here, so I'm gonna slide this down in the hole. Then I'm gonna take my excess strings that I had from the top of my hat. I'm gonna tie those tight. Okay, now I'm just gonna trim off the extra yarn from where we were knitting. Look, and now we're done. Okay, now we're gonna move on to this cute little Singer machine. Isn't this adorable? And it actually really knits up a storm. If you look to the side of it, there's gonna be a little circle right here, and then there's a square. If you wanna make a full tube, like I have on my arm warmers, you leave it on the circle. If you wanna switch it up and you only wanna make a long single rectangle, you switch it up to rectangle. To load the machine, you're actually gonna go up and under and around the first time through. Now when we get to this last one, and then I'm gonna put it right in that little inlet, and you just drop it down the end. And then you close that little lever. And now all you're gonna do is you're just gonna keep going around. This is knitting, and it's really, really fast. So for my warmers, I actually changed to white. So I'm gonna show you how you change colors. You're just gonna cut off the one color, and you're gonna add your second color, make it a really nice little tight knot, because I wanna trim off the little edges, and then you just keep cranking away. Here's how you remove it from the machine. You're gonna actually snip the yarn, and once the machine doesn't have any more yarn, it will automatically push the little loops off of the actual machine itself. So we're gonna lift it out of the machine. As you can see, there's the curl to the bottom of my sleeve, and then the top is actually making the top of my little hand warmer as well. Now take the needle that's provided and use about a 9-inch piece of thread, and you're gonna curl up and look underneath that loop area on the white part, and you're gonna actually go in and grab every single one of those loops. And you do that all the way around the end so that it doesn't come unraveled. Okay, so maybe you're wondering, how did I get my thumbs to fit inside the warmer? What I did is I actually snipped a couple of threads on either side, so here and here, and then I tied those together to actually make a hole for my thumb. And I did the exact same thing on my other finger. As for my scarf, I just took a whole bunch of the white yarn, and I actually braided it with a little tassel on the bottom. And then you can see this is just an extra long version of my warmers in that tube form. And so I do this, you put it on, you snuggle it up, and there you go. Now you have a scarf with an adjustable neck. Here's my take on both systems. When we're talking about the loom system, I like this because you had so many different sizes. I also felt like the looming was very meditative. It was almost like a Zen experience. Now, when we're talking about the Singer, it's very, very fast. So I knocked out all 3 projects in about an hour and a half. The only thing you don't get here is the larger sizes, but I also figured out if you only do the rectangles, you can obviously stitch those together. That's it for this episode of HSN Gets Crafty. Thank you for joining me, and please like my Suzanne Runyan on HSN Facebook page. Also, you can see our videos if you go to YouTube and like and subscribe and even share them if you'd like to. So until the next episode, happy knitting and happy crafting.